Okay, good afternoon everybody. Today is June 13th. This is a great day. This is going to be my very first batch of pickles for the year. What you're looking at there is about 10.5 pounds of cucumbers. Came off the trellis in the last 3 days. I had 16 pounds total so far. So I'm getting ready to scrub these down. Cut them all up into spears. Just got done washing all my jars. I got the oven preheating right around 235, 250, somewhere in that area. I'm going to heat these bottles up for about 20 minutes, get them good and sterilized and dry. I got my 5% vinegar. Oh, I forgot to turn the water bath can on. What's wrong with me? There we go. So that's coming up to temperature. Let's get done scrubbing that up. That's just water in there with a little splash of vinegar to keep the calcium deposits down. Alright, I'm going to get back over here to the sink, wash these, and then start slicing them up. And I'll come back in a little while when I have more to show. And it's really not difficult. Do yourself a favor, get yourself one of these bald blue books. There's everything in the world in here, what to do, when to do it. And you also get a book with your pressure canner. I have a pressure canner. I haven't used it yet. I bought it last year. Hopefully I'm going to put it to good use. Alright, so I'll be back in a little while. Exciting day. More to come. Okay, I've got my washed cucumbers over here draining. We've got the pan at a low boil, almost turned off. Got my bottles in there getting nice and hot and sterilized. Got my helper. What is in this bowl here, pan, is 3.5 cups of distilled white vinegar, which is that, and 7.5 cups of water. You get it boiling, you dump this package in. This stuff is phenomenal. It's like $3 a package. I forget, I bought it last year, a bunch of them. Anyway, I'm going to throw this on the stove, get that going. While that's getting ready, I'm going to start cutting up the cucumbers. It's getting close. I'll be back. Okay, take two. I've got the cucumbers cut up. I made spears on here. And the ends that were a little bit too long, I cut into slices. And I use a pickle as my guide to fit in the bottle. So I've got spears, I've got chips. And over here I've got the water for the dill mix. It's almost ready, almost at a boil. I've got this just under a boil. And in here I've got bottles at about 250 degrees. Those will be fun to grab. Okay, so I gotta organize this a little bit. I'm going to dump this package into this, let that sit for a while. That's your pickling ingredient. Alright, I'll be back in a little while. More to come. Okay, everything's ready to roll. I got 2 jars full. Boy, those jars are very hot. And there's the secret ingredient I like to put in. It's this extra crunch. You put a 1/4 teaspoon in per jar. Alright, I got 5 more jars to go. And then we're going to put the sauce on them, can them up, and throw them in the bath. I'll be back. It's coming along good now. Okay, it's time to put the mixture into the canning jars. It's the secret ingredient. Oh, there goes the camera all fogged up. Oh well, that was stupid. Anyway, this is basically how you do it. Try to get it in the jars, the main thing. I just remembered I don't have my funnel on here. That's why that's not going so good. I forgot to put this little guy on there. Ah, much better. Hopefully I'm catching this, trying to do it with one hand. So anyway, I have to do this obviously to all of them. And I got to come back and poke them and make sure there's no air in there. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, now the bottles are filled. And you take your little headspace tool, which is supposed to have a 1/2 inch, which I have. I'm going to poke these with this end, and that's any air out if there is any in here. You see it went down a little bit. See that? That means there's air in there. That's the reason why you get out your little pokelator and poke these little guys. Hope we don't tip them over. See how the juice is going down? Means there was a void in there that needs some more juice. So that's the reason for this little tool. Pops any trapped air bubbles out. Alright, trying hard to do this with one hand. Alright, I'm going to poke these. I'll be back. I'll show you putting the lids on. Okay, the next step is I've got a paper towel with some vinegar on it. I'm just going to wipe these tops. Pretty talented guy doing this with one hand, huh? Just kidding. Okay. Hit it with the dry paper towel. Always check your jars. Excuse me, these are from last year. And rub your finger around the lid at the top of the jar. Make sure there's no scratches or nicks in it. And you take your little handy dandy magnet, dude. And grab your lid. Put it on. Whoop, there we go. Okay, gonna be hard to do. I'll be back. Okay, I've got my lids on. Now it's important when you put your lids on, these are your rings rather, that's your lid. Don't yoke them down, man, just put them on finger tight. So here goes the first one in the pot. Hopefully I don't drop it. Just cranked up the volume over here. There goes one. Try not to fog up the camera again like I did a moment ago. This would really suck to drop one of these. Oh baby. I can't wait to get these. I'm going to try to get maybe 100 jars out of these this year. We'll see. Oh, I forgot the band. I forgot to put the band on. That was a good catch. See that? A couple fingers. That's good. Gotta let the air out when it's boiling. And when it sucks back down, that's what seals it. So too tight's no good. Sorry about the camera work. I'm trying to get this done. Look at that. I got about 1 inch above the cans. That's what you want. Alright. Got her up on high. I got to bring this up to a rolling boil for 15 minutes. Which means that's probably going to be at least 30-40 minutes before that comes back to a rolling boil and boils for 15. So I'll be back. I'll start the cleanup. And I got these guys left over. Guess where they're going? Down my throat tonight. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, 20 minutes of 3. We finally got a rolling boil. So now the countdown is on. Let that go for 15 minutes with a rolling boil, and then let it sit for 5-7 minutes or so, and I'll start taking them out. I'll be back. Okay, here it is, a little after 3. I just pulled them out of the hot bath. I'm going to let these cool down, and the lids will start popping and tinking, which means it's sealing. You see they're still boiling a little bit. So that's good. That's the first batch of this year out of the way. Hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you learned a little bit of something. I don't know. I'm learning something every day. This is on my trip to more sustainability for me, so I'm really getting into it. Alright, that's it. That's the first canning batch of pickles for 2022. And that's on June 13th. Very exciting. Alright, thanks for watching.